And we are back, Odell's Roundtable. Man, it's funny. It's certain guests sometimes where like it really, even though we take a break, the interview doesn't really stop.
No, we didn't stop.
We just talking, catching up, all that kind of stuff. And I was funny. I was talking about how we met years ago as well because Will has an infectious nature, right? He's very contagious as far as like the staying positive.
Thank you, man.
And I'm trying to remember how it even came about. I think my uncle was in town, and we're at the bookstore. I think you just happened to be there at the bookstore somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very random.
It was very rare and random. We're at the bookstore, and so my uncle was in town, and I looked over and said, "Is that Will?" And I said, "Okay." So Will comes over, and it's one of those things where sometimes when you out and about and you see somebody with a relative or something, you just be like, "Okay, I'm just gonna shake your hands instead." Mm-hmm. We'll pull up the seat. Like, "Hey, what's going on, man?
Let's talk, man.
How y'all doing?" They started talking. Next thing I know, he talking about fishing and going. Hanging out with it. And my Uncle Benny was like, "Man, I like this young man." And then he took some photos. He had he's retired.
Yeah.
And he took up photography. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that threw me off. I was like, wow, he took up photography. So I wanted to use that as an example because so often people have that narrative, right? You're from East Texas, a small place.
Yeah.
You're from a small place in Oklahoma. I was playing a place called Altus. Right,
that's your city called named Altus?
Altus.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Air Force Base there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they think that, this is it, man. Mm-hmm. Saying, or, now I'm older, now I have a family or something, I can't travel, I can't do anything. Talk about that because I love how you won't accept no excuses as far as just trying to pursue something.
None, because I have all types of friends who have kids who are still traveling, right. Friends who have 9-to-5 jobs that are still traveling. Right. So my thing is how I travel a lot is like I don't have a lot of debt, So I'm not trying to impress anybody by buying a fancy car. People are like, man, I want to travel like that. I'm like, bruh, but you got a $500 car note and $200 of insurance. So that's kind of hard,
Yeah,
so my thing is like, my goal is to try to help people not get away from America, but from the things that society tells us that we have to do.
Things that hold you down.
The things that hold you down, like trying to have 2 cars, this big house and stuff like that. And I go to Mexico or go to Bali or something.
And I'm like, big house.
Yeah, I'm like, you can get a big house for $30 a night, bigger than this place right here,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, it's crazy the amount of money that you can save by traveling.
Right.
That's going to be my next blog post. I saved more money last year by traveling than staying like here in Atlanta.
Just doing the nomad life.
Going around staying in hostels, getting your Airbnb on the beach for $15 a night, $20 a night in Mexico, or going somewhere in Chile,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing also too, what I'm hearing from you, what you're saying is that, a lot of times you have to make a decision on what you want to do.
What you want to do, yeah.
And so the thing is that on one hand, you can't be saying that, hey, I want to travel, I want to have fun, I want this, and that. But if you're not going to make a decision to do some things that really make that happen, because it's just a thought at that point. Mm-hmm. And so you have to, like I said, buckle down, either cut back on this or something, or like you said, decide if you really want this piece of clothing or something, or do you want to travel? Like, what do you really want to do? Mm-hmm. And so how do you help people kind of recognize that?
So, for instance, like I've become a minimalist a little bit over this last year,
where
I don't go out and like buy a lot of clothes. You see me now, I wear a lot of T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I have about 5 or 6 different types of T-shirts that I wear. I have like a couple pair of jeans and like slacks and shirts, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
So I can pack up everything, all the clothes I own right now, into my backpack and take off to Costa Rica. And but traveling has taught me that you don't need all that stuff. And I apply the mountain test. If you can't take it up the mountain with you, do you really need it?
Mountain test.
Yeah. Do you really need these extra cars, these extra houses and stuff? It's all good to have extra homes for like rental income and things like that.
Right.
But if you're trying to impress somebody and then you want to travel as well, it's kind of difficult. You know what I mean? So I limit a lot of things that I buy. I don't go out and buy big purchases and things like that. My biggest thing, bro, was electronics.
Yeah, but I used
to buy a lot of electronics, but now it's like I'm gonna keep this camera until this camera fall apart. I'm
Right.
gonna keep this drone. I hope I don't crash it anymore, because now the warranties went out. So man, it's just like limiting the different things from the cost from your life, and then identifying like, hey, travel is big to me because I think majority of people, if you ask anybody in this room, if you won the lottery, what would you do? Most people say I'll travel around the world.
Travel around the world, yeah.
But you can do it inexpensively. You take $2,000 a month and go to Mexico, Costa Rica, go to Bali. I mean, you go to Philippines, you live like a king or a queen on $2,000 or $3,000 a month.
Wow, that's so true. Okay, let's talk about that because a lot of people say,
I'm giving y'all these jewels.
Hey, he's gems, man. A lot of people will say, like, I haven't won the lottery, right? Or I don't have a rich uncle or something, or I don't have access to these things. So break down how, like, you can get past some of these myths, as far as, like, just a mind state of thinking about that.
Yeah, for instance, so I tell people that, first have a goal. What you want to do?
What do you really want to do?
What do you
Clarity.
really want to do? Exactly. What do you really want to do? I know I just want to travel all around the world. I don't have a country count. I just
Okay.
want to go and experience places that I can afford. And my thing is how I travel so much is that I don't go to really expensive countries.
Okay.
Like Europe is very expensive.
Yeah,
There's certain places in Europe, like the northern countries in Europe, like Switzerland and stuff like that. Like I would love to go visit those countries, but I know I don't want to spend all my money going to one country versus me going to 3 or 4 countries. So when people are traveling, look into the countries that where it's like Mexico or Costa Rica, where the flights are like $200, $300, $400, and start out traveling like that if you want to go your first international trips.
Right.
But then also have some type of money saved up, and then the biggest thing is how I'm able to still travel is like I have income producing like properties on Airbnb.
Gotcha.
I just recently started selling some of my vlog videos. It's crazy that people pay like 5 second of video for like $500, $700.
There you go. There you go.
So I have these other ways of making money that affords me to travel while I'm there. So I'm not working, in Mexico or anything like that. I'm still working from here and making an American dollar and turning it into $18 in Mexico.
Listen, I mean, he is really someone who's dialed into it. He's giving you a lot of these gems on how to do it, man. I'm very proud about that. So you talk about the travel, right? You talk about getting there. We talk about on the Roundtable about collaborating and relationships and building all that. You have done an excellent job of that as well. Once again, another thing I was not surprised about, right? Like when I see Will with like different travel bloggers and different sites and stuff, totally not surprised because for one, like you said, you're not going into it of a thing of trying to travel shame somebody or trying to upstage somebody else's IG page or anything like that. You're going into it like, this is my space. This is me.
That's what I do.
Hey, would you want to go on a trip together? You have a following. I have a following. Let's expose it to each other and everything. How did that come about? Because sometimes it can be kind of tricky. In any kind of field, right? I mean, Jay Black and I'll tell you. I mean, I'll invite people on sign to the show all the time. I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, you have a podcast, whatever. I don't feel like it's competition. Come on, let's talk. Let's collaborate. If I see people out, but sometimes it can get kind of testy.
Sometimes people think that you're going to grow off of their followers or something like that, and I never thought about that, but I know there's some people. I've been around some people, Instagram people, who are like that, bro. Recently, and we can talk about that too. So it's just people be extra. People who have 50, 60, 70,000 followers on Instagram, bro, sometimes they be really extra. They feel like they're better than. It's kind of like high school type of stuff over again. And my thing, what I use Instagram for, is just to promote what I do.
Right.
That's why, before we started this interview, I was like, let's take some pictures.
It
don't matter what type of followers you have. I just want to support you because you actually supported me for having me here on this show.
Right.
So I think a lot of people do that in social media where they think they're better than other people. But my thing is I try to keep it as authentic as possible. But getting back into collaborations, I've collaborated with a lot of people last year. A lot of YouTubers, a YouTuber from Canada, collaborated with Black Girls Travel 2 in Barbados.
Yeah, Black Girls Travel 2.
So I was actually official videographer, stuff like that.
I should have been with Will on that one because I looked up and it's like a bunch of beautiful black sisters and Will. And I said, shout out to Will. I said he keeps winning. I've been seeing number of sisters in bikinis and all kind of stuff. And Will.
I make sure I got the best shots and the best angles. And you can check out that video on my YouTube. Just search things to do in Barbados. You'll see my video pop up.
Man. Yeah, did they reach out to you or how that go?
Well, my friend is the owner of Black Girls Travel 2.
Okay.
She, Danny River Mitchell. She's based out of Fort Worth. And
in Texas?
We are same personality, happy-go-lucky people. And we like, hey, we should do something together. She's like, Will, I want you to come on my trip, shoot some videos, take some pictures. I did all that. And going back to collaboration, the people I like to collaborate with are people that are, good vibes, positive. People are just kind of like a mimic of me, a replication of me. Like I don't want to go and partner with somebody who's just all about being down or just being extra.
Well, also too, I wouldn't see it in a sense of like you said, just doing it for the name or for the status.
Yes.
And I'm the same way. If I reach out to someone to interview them or talk with them, and if I know that I'm going to go through all these hoops, I don't look at it from the standpoint that they might have all this following and this is that. Like my peace of mind and what I'm being authentic about is more important. So I'm like, well, hey, I'd rather just speak with this person than not speak with nobody at all.
True. That's how I feel, man.
Man,
exactly.
Oh, man. That is wild. So,
but collaboration is important to grow, especially from like on YouTube and things like that.
Well, and why don't a lot of people get that, right? So I think that's the thing, because sometimes people who ask me that, they're like, well, man, why you had this person on and they have more people or this and that? Like, it's not. That's how the growth happens.
That's how, yes.
You spread the love. I mean, the reality is that not everybody's going to watch everything at all the time.
That's true.
Right? And then you're going to have things, you're going to have people, because it's so funny. I remember I just had my girl Sam on the show.
Sam.
And so here's the thing,
I love
right?
Sam.
I've known Sam forever. Known you for a long time as well. I did not even know that y'all knew each other.
We know each other.
You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that, and so here's the thing, when people don't want to work together, don't want to do anything, that would never know. And I didn't know that until I posted a picture of me having Sam on the show. And then you were like, oh, hey.
Yep. Sam and I, actually, my partner actually is her cousin, ex-partner.
Okay.
So that's how we knew each other.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
It's a small world. But Sam is great.
Sam is great. As I had on the show recently, it's amazing. I'm so proud of her. It's similar to you in that sense, right? Because her and I worked at that Woodruff Art Center box office together, and to see her and I working there at that box office, and then to see her grow her studio, and then be able to turn all the way around and have her dance recital at the same Woodruff Art Center we used to work at.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
Special.
That is just like a big thing, and it's just funny too, because I think about the same thing with you, because here's the thing, right? A lot of people don't, let's just be honest, they don't want to celebrate other people win. And we talk about the travel shaming and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes it can be difficult, right? So let's say you are working your 9 to 5 and you are going through this grind, and then you pull up Will's page and Will's like, oh, I'm in Peru. And you're not trying to say, oh, I'm in Peru, like you're at work or something like that. But sometimes people just take it that way, or they do things and they're like, I'll forget this thing, all that kind of stuff. What do you think about those kind of situations?
I just let it slide. I just let it slide. I just like to let it slide, man, because my positivity is so high that I don't even think about that. Right. I'm out doing my thing, and man, it's so crazy on YouTube. I have to like put in different keywords because some of my videos do really well, and people will say all kind of crazy stuff. Like people were like hating, like why? Like one guy was like, man, why are you so happy? Like it's like he was mad that I was happy. He's mad that I'm happy for myself.
He's mad that you're happy.
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't smile for people. I'm like, bro, seriously? But it's crazy stuff that happens on YouTube. But in order to make it on YouTube, you gotta let that
You gotta
have. Can we cuss on this show?
We
gotta let this shit roll off. Okay, we gotta let this shit roll off you. You know what I mean?
You gotta have thick skin.
You gotta have thick skin, and I really don't care. You know? Like I stopped caring around like 26, 27. I call it the fuck it mentality.
Well, I mean, here's the thing too. I want to talk about, because for instance, right? I see your partner collaborate, work with like resorts and things of that sort. And once again, it's that people don't realize is that you being able to collaborate with that blogger or that other YouTuber or that traveler, that's what prepares you to be able to work with a resort or something like that. So a lot of times people want to jump to doing that thing instead of just saying, hey, your homeboy does the same thing. Why don't you
collaborate with him? Yeah, I say my mission, or not my mission, but starting out small and then working your way up. Like you don't have to go and work for the W or whatever Sandals Resorts. You start by working locally and then figure out how to do it, and then you would get those other places. Like I can go to Tulum and have a place to stay because they'll put me up, just because of my videos and me helping getting people there to their place to book.
I recently, who was that told me that? I was just talking about it, but he was just saying, I feel bad now, but it was basically like a lot of people are punching above their weight way too early.
Yes.
Way too early, you're punching above your weight, and then that leads to frustration. That leads to disappointment, and then instead of you growing things organically, because who was it? It's the same thing, right? Like you have to be, even with your videos, right? You have to be brave enough to put it out there, and it might not get a lot of views.
It may not,
right? It might not. But the thing is, what I've always learned as well is that as long as you still pursue it and keep going, people revisit stuff and things like that, right?
And that happens a lot. Some of my videos where I've this company just bought one of my videos, and it was like one of my lowest number video, like in view count. I'm like, this is crazy. They went all the way back to like first videos ever recorded here in Atlanta. I'm like,
but see, here's the thing: had you been judging it, and had you been brave enough, and you say, you know what, let me take this thing down because I don't want people to see the video account. I don't want to see people see that. Let me take this content down. You would have missed out on an opportunity.
Exactly. And like, for instance, when I first started, and most people don't know this, and the reason why I really started doing vlogging, a year and a half ago, Travel Channel actually saw one of my videos on YouTube, and they actually flew down here and we did a pilot show. So I showed the Travel Channel a year ago, but they passed on it. So one thing I learned about TV and stuff like that is like, the whole Issa Rae movement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She started where I started now. Like, will I be the next Anthony Bourdain? I don't know. I'm going to be the next Will Edmond, but I want to follow in that same path and everything like that. So they passed on the show, but that inspired me. I'm like, they paid thousands of dollars for this. I didn't make thousands of dollars. I made $1,000 or so for shooting a pilot, but the production company made 10 times more than that. So it made me think, like, I need to pick up a camera and do this myself.
Right. Quit waiting around.
And
that's the thing, too, like the waiting around, because I've talked about how, like, when I'm ready or when I have enough money, or like, talk about that mentality about that. When did you get to there? Because I think, especially when it comes to travel, that's one thing. Like, sometimes people might with other things, but when it comes to travel and people really feel like I just can't do it, or they get so set in their ways, or like next year, or how can you help people change that?
So my thing is, like, I always tell people, I'm like, life is really short. You don't know if you're going to be here next week, next day. I was like, do it now while you can. Like, I think we have it backwards in America. Like, we have it there where we are going to retire around 65, 70. I'm not climbing no mountains and jumping off the hills at 65. 70. I would like to, hopefully I'm able to.
Right.
But majority of people are not going to be able to. So my thing is, like, do it while you're young, or just while you can. If you have a couple hundred, you have $1,000. You can go to 2 or 3 countries with $1,000.
Yeah.
Literally, you sure can. If you say, for instance, your ticket is paid for, usually you already got your ticket paid for and stuff like that, but you really can go to a lot of places for under $1,000.
Right.
And I just tell people to do it now, because life is so short, and just to not wait till you retire, because I think people think that traveling is very expensive. And I went to New Zealand for $250 round trip.
Yeah, man.
Like, so
you
can't even go to New York $250 round trip.
And you went to New Zealand.
New Zealand from LA. So what I do, if you're looking at this, like, there's different sites that you can go to, like Airfare Watchdog, Skip Lag, and also looking for airfare tickets that airlines have put the wrong price on the ticket, and then like thousands of people book it, and usually the airline will honor the ticket. So that's how I went to not New Zealand for $250. I went to Bogota, Colombia for $136. I got a ticket to Cuba, but I didn't go. I actually canceled it because I had something going on for $100. So yeah, man, it's traveling. Yeah, you can break it down. Like, Skip Lag is a great site. Most people don't know, and airlines don't want you to do this. Say, for instance, I wanted to go to Seattle, right?
Right, that's one of my favorite places.
Yeah,
talk about it.
Exactly.
Keep
I know
going.
you like to go to a festival in Seattle.
Bumbershoot.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
See, I know you, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
And so Skip Lag is a site where it allows you to basically take your carry-on, but don't check in a bag, but they are making the flight more cheaper by having a layover in a certain city. So if I'm trying to go to Seattle, I may have to have a layover in Utah or somewhere else to get this cheaper ticket. And you just walk off the plane, and you don't catch your next flight to the other destination because you're in the city that you want to go to. Wow. So Skip Lag is a great site that I use a lot. So it's all about travel hacking,
Travel hack. So real quick, we talked about the travel hacking, and once again, that sounds fun and everything, and it's great. It's fun, right? So, but at the same time, what you've been able to build and how you've been able to attract, channels and attract resorts to talk to you is a lot of work, man. So you had to put in this time and effort, video and all that kind of stuff. Talk about locking in and zeroing in, and you made a decision that you want to travel, have fun.
Yes.
But then you had to make the other decision. The other part that a lot of people don't make that decision is like, okay, I'm going to have to grind. I'm going to have to cut some things out and work. Man.
Yes. So I cut, like, last year, about a year and a half ago, I cut out going out. Going to parties and stuff like that. Nobody's seen me. I went to a work crew party first time in a year, in a couple of months, 2 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks ago. And it felt great, to come back and feel the energy and things like that. But I had to sacrifice a lot. I had to stop going out. I had to focus on my craft because, man, I did not know how to edit videos a year ago. So I stayed up every night watching tutorials, watching Casey Neistat. Then Will Smith started vlogging, you know. I started watching Will Smith and get inspired by his vlogs and stuff like that. So I had to learn from other people from YouTube and just, you know, not even taking a class, but I learned from YouTube.
You put the work in, though.
I put a lot of work in.
Like you said, once again, you made that decision. You said in order to have this fun and this all the excitement, it's going to take this grunt work, which is the part where usually a lot of people stop. Usually a lot of people fall off and they say, okay, I've had enough of this, because they thought it was going to be instant. They thought that it was going to be a viral thing and I could get a camera. Or, you know, I see it with podcasters and shows. They thought, wait a minute.
I thought it was supposed to be 50,000 views. Right? I'm like, no. My first, like, when I knew I had something, it's about 5-6 months until I was doing it. Like 6 months. It was 6 months. My Denver video went from 2,000 to 4,000 and 10,000. You know, I saw it every day getting 1,000, 2,000. Then one day it just hit 20,000, then 30, and then 40, and then 70, and then 80. And now it's up to like 134,000. And I got a lot of other videos at 70, 50, you know. So I'm like, wow. You know, and then I'm thinking about, you know, Travel Channel and stuff like that. Like some of those shows may not even get that many views. So I'm like, man, I have my own own platform. Yeah, you know?
I mean, and that's the way I feel like it's best to do it, is to build and everything. So listen, I'll mess around. Me and Will be talking here all night.
I think we got to take a break.
we have to close it out. But real quick, before I always close everything out, first tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Gotcha.
How they can reach you and everything.
Yeah, so you can find me at willedmond.com. That's WILLEDMOND.com. Will Edmond on Instagram, Will Edmond on Facebook, and also Adventures of Will. So my company is Adventures of Will. I'm a travel vlogger. I make vlogs all around the world, and I want you to come on a trip with me.
Well, there it is. Now, real quick, always in the show, last question is in reference to, you know, what would you say are your keys to building and maintaining great relationships?
Man, treat everybody as equal, you know? Like I have a lot of friends who are celebrities and stuff. Right. And I look at them just like anybody in this room, like we're homies, we're brothers first, we're human first. Smile, man. Smiling can open up so many doors, you know? It's a lot of stuff. I mean, like, before even YouTube, I was on TV a long time ago in my 20s. Like, I've been on Deal or No Deal, Wheel of Fortune, like Tyra Banks. Like, it's a lot of stuff that people don't know. I'm going to put a little complication video out. Yeah, so you go and do some YouTube searches. So I've done a lot of stuff. So, but just being authentic and being happy and positive and opening a lot of doors, you know? Yeah. People are like, man, I want some of that energy. You know, what's up? So that's my key to life, is being authentic, treating people like with love and respect, and you know, and creating a community of people. Because before I even, you know, got into YouTube, you met me through Work Crew. Right. I was bringing artists such as Sango, Joe K, Lakim.
That's great.
It's been Atlanta's treated me well.
Wow. And you've done well also, and that's the thing about it. I just want to highlight, as he said, that it's so true. Being authentic, you know, there's nothing better than being you, right? And Will, like you said, that person in that comment was saying that, but now this is who Will is. It shines through, and I would love more people to not try to fit a script or try to play some imaginary thing. If you do yourself, I mean, that's where it's at. And also, too, creating that community, it's contagious. I always tell people, it's like sometimes people don't want to smile or people don't want to talk to somebody and things like that, but you know, if you don't have something where people want to be around you, and you don't have to force it, but like you say, it could just be a hello or something. Just speak to somebody. Make it a point to just speak to a stranger. You're right. You know, we're from the country. You know, we speak to everybody. The people like, well, you talk to everybody. Because my mom and daddy talk to everybody. You know, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Man, that is so true. But listen, like I said, I've met Will on just humbleness, on someone who said he was going to do something, and I was just actually, like I said, just making a challenge online, Twitter, looking like, okay, hey, you know, if you bring this person down, I want to interview him, you're like, gotcha, let's do it. And so I would love for more people just to have that mentality. Thank you, man. Just attack it, go for it. You've inspired me at times. Like I said, when I reached out to you, I was just on the tip of like, hey, I love what you're doing, man. Yeah. How could I? And you know I'm going to come and support. I was like, when I get back for a period of time, hit me up. Once again, a man of his word. The travel. I think one time you got in town, but it was quick. I was quick. I'll be here for 8 hours. And it was quick. And you got back. And as soon as you got back, first thing you said is, hey, man. Yep. You want to record? I said, let's do it. Let's do it, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen, you do yourself a favor by checking Will out. The energy he has is contagious, but also too just the tips and everything like that. I mean, like you say, he's from the country. I love that backpack test. If it can't fit in your backpack, I ain't taking it.
Well, no, the mountain says if you can't take it up a mountain, you may not need it.
Think about that, right?
Yeah. All these clothes, these cars, like, bro, you ain't gonna take none of this when you die. So do you really need it? These people just want to feel good, and I feel good about hugging people in different countries.
Okay, see, that's a good way to end it on. Will said, I feel good about hugging people in different countries, and I got to make sure I have that happen. We're gonna do that on camera as well. Me hanging out with Will, because next time you are not going to Barbados with like 16 sisters and you by yourself. I got to come and help out. Hold the camera or something. You can. Jay Black, we have to bring Jay Black.
Jay behind the camera. You gonna come, bro?
He'll be right.
He coming too.
He'll be right there. So listen, this is your man Odell, man. Make sure you follow me all social media, Artbyodell. Support Live Hip Hop Daily. All one word. Check them out. Jay Black, Jabari Blackman. Check him out, brother.
Jay Black.
Great content. As always, man, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. We out.
Peace.